X-1 that descended straight from heaven. Then one day the wealthy sycophant stole the X-1 away. The eccentric went straight to his house to make him pay. They got in a brawl deep in that running water till the fight was broken up by the sycophant's father. The eccentric and the X-1, there's no better vehicle alive. The eccentric and the X-1, that eccentric knew how to ride. In order to find it, he traveled to the ends of the earth. The eccentric and the X-1, what exactly is your sanity worth? Well, the eccentric had a repair girl, and she wanted that sweet love, but the eccentric was too metal for that kind of stuff. He was lost in Texas, and he knew she always cared. He called her up in order to get some return bus fare. He was chased by a jilted lover, and he rode a Bronco. He crashed a motorcycle, and to the hospital he'd go. Then when he was in the hospital, his heart was suddenly filled with glee. He saw his precious X-1 on the hospital TV. The eccentric and the X-1, there's no better vehicle alive. The eccentric and the X-1, that eccentric knew how to ride. He had lost all his money and his fucking shirt. The eccentric and the X-1, what exactly is your sanity worth? Well, the X-1 was on a compound, and it was a crazy place. The eccentric stole the X-1 back and got in a grand chase. The X-1 had smoke and traps for the security. He took the X-1 over a lake, swinging from a tree. The security chased him down, they just wouldn't let up. But he would escape their clutches more than enough. He hit a dead end, but he took to the skies. Little did we all know the X-1 could practically fly. The eccentric and the X-1, there's no better vehicle alive. The eccentric and the X-1, that eccentric knew how to ride. I haven't seen something so beautiful since I was birthed. The eccentric and the X-1, what exactly is your sanity worth? Well, the compound returned the X-1 on one condition. They turned his story into a picture with the eccentric's permission. He didn't need to see the story, 'cause he